Guys, today we're going to be taking you on a little road trip with us to pick up some walnut I purchased off a local guy I've been buying off for years. Going to try to get him to talk a little bit about how he calculates board foot, maybe get him to talk about his sawmill a little bit, maybe about how the coronavirus has affected him as far as getting lumber, getting trees. But stay with us, and we'll take you on that journey with us today. Okay, guys, this is Josh with Deep Designs, and here with Ben. This is the guy I was telling you about. Been buying off lumber off of Ben for around 3 years. Came to pick up a load of walnut today. Maybe buying several more board feet of some pine and maple off of him. But was going to get Ben to do a quick interview about his sawmill, where he's kind of came from to now. Ben, about 3 years ago, you had your sawmill up here at your house. I bought, I think the first load was maybe some pine off of you.
Yeah,
Maybe
probably was.
But now you're saying you're selling ties to a company down in Corbin, Kentucky.
Yeah, what they are is railroad ties. They're actually 7 inches by 9 inches, and the railroad uses them for the railroad. It's what goes under the tracks. You know, they're cut out of hardwood, and they'll take those and they treat them with whatever they treat them with, like creosote or whatever it is that keeps them from rotting, from decaying. And yeah, I've been selling to them for probably, it's been close to a year, maybe a year and a half.
Was you planning long term with this, or?
Well, what it was is I just really wanted a sawmill. I've always wanted one. I wanted one to save on lumber, and yeah, it's a big hobby of mine. I like building stuff. I'm not great at it, but I always like just building stuff, and to me it's just really interesting. You take a log and you make boards out of it, and then whatever you build out of it, you know, it's
Right.
just, I really do enjoy it. I enjoy that type of work. And before that I was logging, and I'd always took logs to you know, different sawmills and stuff, and you know, I just kind of always wanted one, and I decided on getting a Woodland Mills, and I looked up a bunch of reviews and stuff on them, and you know, the price was right, and I just decided to go with that brand, and it's been good so far.
And I know we were talking earlier about the difference between the boards that when you were first starting out to now, and these look like these pine boards and even the walnut, they look immaculate, man. You've done a great job, come a long way. But I was going to ask you too, how's this COVID affected the logging business, and you guys like you that sell lumber?
Well, you know, at first, whenever it first broke out, there was a lot of log yards and stuff that had shut down. But as far as selling lumber wise goes, it's not slowed down. If anything, to me, it seems like it's picked up. Like, I guess it's where people has been laid off, and they've got nothing to do.
Right.
And you know, that shed that they've been planning on building for the last 4 or 5 years, finally they're laid off and got some time. Right. They're wanting to build it now. So you know, it's definitely picked up as far as on that side of things, as far as selling lumber. But as far as like the log yards, a lot of the log yards had shut down, but now we're seeing them open back up now.
Right. I know a lot of places, a lot of these bigger franchise places, they're not getting a lot of lumber in right now. That's kind of where that question came from. But you got guys like Ben that can produce the products. Ben was I was going to get him to show us today how to calculate board foot. But go ahead, Ben, if you want to.
So there's a formula to board foot, and before you ask what board foot is, let me tell you, it's when you go up to a sawmill and you go to buy lumber, and they're going to ask you how many board feet do you want, and you say and you ask them what their price is, and let's just use mine for example. I get 55 cent a board foot, so that means 100 board foot I get $55. Okay, and that's on general lumber, unless it's like a specialty like cedar, walnut, you know, something like that. I charge a little higher for that. All right, so the formula is the thickness of the board times the width of the board times the length of the board, and the length of the board's in feet, the other two's in inches. So you times that, and it'll give you a number. Then you divide it by 12, and that's how many board foot is in that board. So if anyone ever, if you ever go and try to buy lumber off of a sawmill, it kind of gives you a rough idea of how much you actually want. And one more thing, if you're buying 8-foot boxing, if you go 8 foot tall, 12 foot wide, that's 100 board foot. So I mean, just that gives you a rough idea of how to calculate board foot. My calculator here. All right, we're going to do a 1-inch thick board, and we're going to do it. Say it's 8 inches wide, and it's 8 foot long. That gives you 64. You divide it by 12, and that gives you 5 board foot. So there is 5 board foot in that board. So that's how that works.
Okay, Ben, I appreciate you talking with me today. Is there anything else you would like to add? Ben also does has his own YouTube channel, kind of where I got my inspiration from to do mine. So if Ben, you want to tell the folks out there what your YouTube channel is?
Yeah, guys, if you like anything to do with outdoors, from sawmilling to hunting, fishing, all different kinds of videos. I do food challenges on it too. It's called The Outdoors Guy, and you just search it on YouTube and you'll find me. I've got close to 4,000 subscribers right now, and you know, it's a growing channel. Also got an Instagram and Twitter. If you want to check those out, I'd appreciate it very much.